What's going on, my PT peeps and my Walking Dead family? Welcome to the PT channel. I'm One Eye Bright. You don't know if I'm winking or I'm blinking, but I'm definitely thinking about the Walking Dead. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Walking Dead Season 9, the first half, the second half trailer, what may happen, what may have happened over the 6-year time jump from when Rick went away, Michonne's haircut right here. Is it a clue? Is it a big clue? So obviously, spoiler warning for The Walking Dead Season 9. If you're worried about spoilers, stop watching now. But first and foremost, if you can, guys, please hit that subscribe button, become a valued member of the PT channel and our Walking Dead family and our community. If you love The Walking Dead, this is a great channel for that. Photo credit and info credit to these fine folks right here, just giving credit where credit is due. And in the trailer for the second half of Season 9, we see Michonne with the same hairstyle she had before the time jump before Rick went away. You can see the brick wall behind Michonne. To me, it looks like the same location that Oceanside was at when they killed a rat, and Justin and Maggie and Daryl saw them. Michonne is swinging her katana, I'm guessing here. We don't see who she's killing, what she's doing. Is it a walker? Is it a whisper? Is it someone from Oceanside? But to me, it's a definite flashback. A lot of people caught this in the trailer, and it's pretty awesome. And my theory is that it's connected with Oceanside, just like Oceanside connected that area with Justin, Arat, and Simon with the Saviors, and that was the location of Cindy's parents and the family, the group where they were living before, their community. But what if Cindy did not kill Justin and did not kill Arat and did not kill off the Saviors? Michonne didn't know that Oceanside was killing the Saviors. Daryl and Maggie did. So if you put the ball in motion, what if Michonne finds out about Oceanside, what they did, and that they killed Justin and started this whole problem with the Saviors leaving the bridge, causing this conflict? And what if Michonne blames Oceanside and Maggie and Daryl and some of the Saviors and really everybody for Rick's death, well, Rick's disappearance? Because Michonne is clearly mourning Rick. She misses Rick, that's for sure. But what if Michonne was blaming all these people? She went in a rage and she was like, what if this didn't happen and the bridge didn't fall and Rick didn't die? And it all started with Oceanside killing these Saviors, and she put 2 and 2 together and she wanted revenge. If she starts to think about it, Oceanside is to blame for Rick's disappearance. Well, in her eyes, Rick's death. If Oceanside didn't do what they did, Rick would still be there. Rick would be with Michonne. Rick would be at Alexandria. They would be raising baby RJ. And it would just be a good, happy family. If Oceanside didn't kill the Saviors and cause trouble, Rick would still be here. Maggie's to blame because remember, Cindy said, we saw what you did, Maggie, and that is why we did this. So Maggie's to blame. Oceanside's to blame. They didn't stop them. They didn't do this. Michonne's on a rampage. Michonne's going crazy. It makes sense, right? And if you look at the walls and the background and the grass and the shrubs and the brush and all this stuff, it looks like exactly where Michonne is in the Season 9 back half trailer, the second half trailer, where she's clearly upset. She swings her katana, I'm guessing. We don't know what she's actually doing, but I assume it's in the same location of this. So is Oceanside there? We haven't seen Oceanside since Rick went away. The back half of Season 9 should have flashbacks and connecting points. Angela Kang said that all the answers will come. I believe it will happen. I believe Angela Kang is doing a great job. So I have faith that Angela Kang will answer the questions. Are the X's connected with Maggie, with Oceanside, with the Saviors? We just don't know yet. But clearly, Maggie and Daryl knew what Oceanside did. They didn't stop them, was wrong in Michonne's eyes. And remember when Gregory was hanged, Michonne saw the kids and was like, stop. So that was kind of the ball in motion, the first episode. I love this behind the scenes picture. To me, it's just a great shot. It's not actually used in any of the filming, but you can see the setup, you can see the walls, you can see the stuff there. So I believe Michonne is there. It's a flashback scene to see what's happening with Michonne and the story at the campsite and everything that happened over the 6 years that Rick went away. The campsite, we still don't know what exactly went down, and hopefully we'll find out. I know some people are checking IMDb all the time, and they think, oh, we're going to see, Austin Emilio, and we're going to see Morgan's son, and we're going to see, Jed again. Well, Jed clearly died by Carol, but we could see a flashback scene where he's in there. So I believe on IMDb, I don't really check that regularly, but I believe Jed Race Corio, I don't know how to say his name, but the actor who plays Jed, is supposed to be in the back half of season 9. So we're going to see some flashbacks potentially. And we saw Jed, we saw Regina, and we saw some of the saviors. The sanctuary fell, so they're not living there anymore. They're living out in these random places, I guess, just trying to stay alive. But we saw Jed get burned up, and we saw Regina get burned up. But the savior that's next to Regina there, I believe, is the same guy who's at Alexandria. We saw DJ next to Jed in the woods, but also at the campsite. DJ and Jimmy, I don't know the savior's name because he doesn't have one, the big black guy there behind Magna. His name is Jimmy in real life. I follow him on Instagram and we're friends. But ultimately, DJ and Jimmy and Laura are the only saviors we have seen, well, since Jed and Regina that were living in the middle of nowhere, with the community. And they're with Michonne at the sanctuary, which is very interesting because remember, Rick wanted all the communities to come together to work together. So did Carol. Daryl didn't like that idea. Maggie didn't like that idea. Hilltop didn't really like that idea, but Rick and Michonne did. Michonne might have been trying to get the communities to work together. They didn't fix the bridge. The bridge is done. The communities aren't coming together. The bridge between the communities, symbolic. It's broken. A broken bridge, broken communities, broken setup. But Michonne was clearly mourning Rick. She was probably trying to honor Rick's wishes of getting everyone to come together and work together. She probably was for a long time, but it didn't work. Michonne clearly loves Rick and misses him and mourns him, and she was probably trying to get the communities to work together for a long time to say, look, Rick didn't waste his time, he didn't die for nothing. But when Michonne, Sadiq, and Magna's group came to Hilltop, it was a big difference from before, especially when Daryl, Carol, and Henry went there. They were like, hey guys, how we doing? Give them the wave and, just a warm greeting. Especially back in the early parts of season 9, the first episodes, Michonne and Rick just came on in and everything was okay. Everybody was working together. They didn't see Michonne as a threat, and Michonne and her group had to leave their weapons outside of Hilltop. They did not trust them what they were going to happen. Maybe there was a major conflict, kind of like another civil war there. Maggie's group versus Michonne's group, and something happened. And it's still very interesting that Michonne has an ex and so does Daryl, but how does Daryl fit into the mold? Clearly Michonne is not welcome at Hilltop. Michonne was not welcomed by Diane and Tara, and it was a heated conversation. Michonne is pissed. Michonne is not happy to be there. She really doesn't want to be there, but she was good to see Carol, and that was an interesting conversation too. But Michonne's haircut is clearly different there, as we know, as we've seen since the time jump. And I wonder if Michonne's haircut was done on purpose. Did Michonne do that, or was that done to her? We have to find out, just like the X. I doubt she did the X to her back, but it was done to her possibly. And it's interesting that Tara was a member of Alexandria, but she left, and now she's basically running Hilltop. She was probably Team Jesus, Team Maggie, Team Hilltop, and even when Enid came around, she didn't really have a warm welcoming for Sadiq. So you have Team Michonne and Sadiq versus the world, evidently, because they don't want any part of other communities. Other communities don't want any part of Michonne, and it's just weird. It's a weird dynamic. But the conversation with Carol and Michonne was interesting because Carol kind of wasn't that mean to Michonne and showed more understanding than, conflict with Michonne, which was interesting because they brought up the fair again, and that's a point of interest that came up again and again, and really a bunch of episodes since Rick went away. They're trying to build towards the fair, which I think we'll see the fair in the season 9 finale. Is not good news when the fair comes around. We'll just say that. I got a whole other video planned for that. But Michonne and Carol's conversation was interesting. Carol's the only one to acknowledge RJ by name, which is pretty interesting. They were talking about the fair, and Michonne really didn't want to help, and the different communities now. She's like, all right, that's the kingdom, being the kingdom, Alexandria, Hilltop, they're there, but they're not working together. And why is that? Because the whole point was them coming together with Rick, and that bridge is broken. The fair came up in the season 9 second half trailer again and again, and we'll see how it goes down. But what is Michonne doing here? Who is she killing or upset about or taking out or putting down? I'm guessing she's killing someone of significance here. Whether it's a walker or rat, what happened? Maybe she finds a rat and she's like, oh man, I knew this was happening. She sees the connecting points with Oceanside and what happened, and they're the one that caused it. I just see that being a big issue, and we haven't seen Oceanside, so maybe Michonne goes on a rampage and starts taking out Oceanside. We'll have to wait and see. I'm excited to find out. What do you think, guys? What do you make of the clue here? I think it's a pretty big clue that we're going to see a flashback in the second half of season 9 to see what happened over the 6-year time jump, and I'm excited to find out. What do you make of it, guys? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments below. And if you haven't already, guys, please hit that subscribe button. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers. And when we hit that goal, we're going to have prizes and giveaways for our subscribers. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And tell them, Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.